Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Today is the start of a new day. Today's day one. Day one. I'm excited to finally kick it off. Well, we kicked it off with day zero, but today's day one officially where we actually start doing stuff. We actually start progressing. So I'm currently on my way to the food pantry that I currently volunteer at. Just a little bit of a background. I think I said of this in the day zero video that I've been volunteering here for like the past, I want to say, 4 months ish, around there. 4 months, maybe three and a half, around there. I ended up having to take a month off of volunteering because I got sick, and then I had back-to-back traveling vacations with one with my father and then one with like the whole family unit. We first went to New Mexico, to White Sands National Park, and we got to see a bunch of different stuff in New Mexico, which was super fun. I had a great time there. And we then went to Utah to go visit Zion National Park, which was spectacular. It was great. It was awesome. I recommend anyone go to see one of those two parks. Zion was beautiful. Man, I believe it's one of the most popular parks, like national parks in the United States. And we got great weather. It was just honestly an amazing experience. But besides the fact, so I had two trips, right? Two trips that took roughly around 2 weeks, not each, but like in total. And then once I got back, I ended up catching the flu. So I was out for a week, and it was not fun at all. I don't know why. I feel like I tend to get sick a good amount now. I don't know what's the reason for that, but I ended up catching the flu. I was out for a week, and next thing you know, I haven't been volunteering for like a month, right? So it's been like a month since we volunteered here. I actually went back on Tuesday just to kind of like reintroduce myself, to get the hang of things and be like, hey, I'm back and everything like that. And it was a good experience, and we're headed there today. So we're headed there today. I'm excited to stop by again and see if we could do a couple hours there, see what work we could do. The whole point of, this series, right, is to build the nonprofit. It's to build a nonprofit, but that's going to take time. It's going to take, I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but it's going to take a good amount of time. It could take a year, it could take 2 years, it could take multiple more. But knowing this, we have to start from someplace. And like I was explaining in the previous video, we have to start from a strong foundation, which in this way is going to be to actually get a good grasping and understanding of how a successful nonprofit works. So that is what we're going to be making our intention today. I want to get more involved with this nonprofit instead of just volunteering and doing like manual labor, which I've been totally happy to do. The manual labor is like, it's a little workout. That's why I got my tank top on. We're ready to get a pump, lifting some boxes, restocking some shelves, moving around food across the pantry, and delivering food as well. So it's honestly like a little workout, but I really enjoy it. But like I said, I want to get more involved, have a deeper understanding of the intricacies of how a nonprofit works. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to make our intentions, clear. You're going to talk to some people there, talk to the manager there, and hopefully we could establish, some good rapport and see where we can go from there. My plans for for how I want to get involved are going to be unseen. So I was thinking about doing like I want to be that person who initiates like food drives, right? So throughout the entire year, there is specific times where donations are increased heavily, and obviously those are during the holiday season, where people are feeling extremely giving, and people are donating food, donating money, and these times can land on a variety of different holidays. And as you can expect, it's mostly probably around Thanksgiving and Christmas where people are especially feeling extra giving. And outside of the holidays, there's a significant drop in donations. There's a significant drop in donations, food and money. But let's focus on food specifically here in this case. There are still people that need to be served, in the community. So my idea is to figure out how we can mitigate that problem, mitigate the issue of, low food donation within the time periods where there isn't a holiday. So that's where I come in. Maybe I can, host events, coordinate with different groups of people, organizations where, I can conduct a food drive with them and actually, supply the food necessary to keep the nonprofit, this nonprofit that I'm volunteering at, and other nonprofits in the area operating smoothly and without shortages. So yeah, that's my intention on what I plan to do with this nonprofit, and I think it'll be a good opportunity for me to prove to the people that are working at this pantry that I have the best of intentions to helping their cause. I think it'll also be a great opportunity to form connections, to learn more about, once again, how it operates, and yeah, hopefully, once I'm able to build those connections with different groups of people, organizations, and also with different nonprofits, it'll be a lot smoother when we decide to launch our own. And it's going to be a process. It's going to be, I'm going to involve cold calling, where I'm cold calling people, groups of people, trying to organize appointments or schedule certain days for events and stuff like that. And yeah, so that should be fun. I'm excited for that. And hopefully we can have videos in the future where I'm oh, we got 50 pounds of food this day. We got 100 pounds of food, 300 pounds of food this day. You know what I mean? At the end of the video, or the title of the video, we'll have, the amount of pounds of food that we got donated in that specific day to kick it off. So that would be really, really awesome. So that's the plan for right now. Outside of that, let's talk about something else. Just anything that comes to mind, I don't know how Sam still does this every single day, thinking of something new or what he'd in a video. It's it's really admirable. I don't know how he does this, but we're gonna try and do it as well. What else has been going on? So I just posted my first video, right? This is obviously going to be the second video you guys see. But when I posted that first video on YouTube, I had this wave of nervousness absolutely hit me. And let's see if I could fix the light once again. Dang it. Hopefully that's okay. I'm going through kind of a dark spot, or the sun's not hitting right. But I had this wave of nervousness that just came over me. And I was oh my God, I haven't posted in a long time, and I had butterflies in my stomach. I don't know why. I hadn't had that feeling in a long time. And it was an interesting feeling. I don't know if it's the best feeling. I don't know if I like that feeling, but that nervousness was there. And I started to think about it a little bit more, and I think that nervousness ended up being, doubt. And I'm not sure if that's what doubt is, right? That's what doubt feels like, where you feel that sense of nervousness. And I feel I was feeling, can I do this? Should I do this? Will I be able to do this? Am I going to embarrass myself? Those thoughts were starting to creep up, and I keep thinking to myself, doubt kills. Doubt kills, man, and it crushes dreams. And if I am to succumb to those feelings there and listen to those feelings, I would never, achieve what I want to achieve in life. And I think that's for everyone too. If you listen to those feelings, of doubt, you're going to be at a standstill. That nervousness doesn't feel great, but I had to ignore those feelings, those thoughts, and just completely stick to what I chose and move forward with it. And after a little bit of time, I still feel that nervousness here a little bit. It hasn't been too many hours since I posted that first video. I still feel that nervousness a little bit, but at the same time, it's starting to go away, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better of myself. It's like I said, it's almost like this wave that comes in, and then and then it passes. It eventually passes. It's like a storm. Think of it as a storm. You know, a storm's not gonna last the whole entire time. It's not gonna last like the whole entire day. Well, it might last the whole entire day, but you get the point. At some point, it is going to end, and I feel like it's starting to come down right now. So yeah, it was an interesting feeling I felt this morning, and I'm glad I got over that, because if I were to listen to those feelings, I'd end up holding regret. I feel it. So yeah, we're about to pull up right here very shortly. Once again, hopefully you're having a great morning. We're going to pull up here very shortly. We're going to start volunteering. Hopefully I can get some footage. I did ask them previously if I could start recording in the pantry. I don't want to make everyone feel weird and stuff, you know, so I do want to be respectful of the other volunteers and obviously of management as well. So we'll see what footage I can get of me volunteering and others volunteering and what we do at the pantry. So we'll see, depending on what happens. But hopefully we get some footage. So I don't know. I'll have to see it in post. I'll see you guys in a bit.
All right, so we actually got some footage. So shout out to the management here at the pantry letting me record, and we're going to be providing a voiceover for you right here today. So my job for the pantry today seemed to be to sort through all of the food we got from Trader Joe's, and that was a lot of food. It was a ton of food. For some reason today, more than any other day, it seemed like there was a ton of food coming in from Trader Joe's. And they usually do pickups from Trader Joe's every, I want to say 4 days out of the week. But today, we got a ton of stuff. And so it was my job to sort through it all. We specifically get a ton of produce usually from Trader Joe's and Publix. But like I said, this was specifically Trader Joe's, and my job was to sort through all the produce, make sure that we were restocking the shelves up front, where the clients come in and are able to, you know, formulate and kind of put together a little bag of what we have available up there. So it was restocking that. Also, we had someone in the back doing like emergency bags for different clients and for people who walk in that aren't clients as well. So I had to give Jean some of those, her name's Jean, shout out to Jean, by the way, she is the GOAT, and giving her whatever she needed basically. So you'll probably see me in this video, you know, passing her oranges, or going to the back giving her oranges. She needed potatoes, and I think she needed some apples as well. But we basically gave her a ton of produce to produce those bags, and by the end of this, the whole goal was to have all of this sorted and, you know, a clean floor again. Basically just have a clean floor basically, and that means any extra stuff we have to put it in a specific box. Like for example, you see those apples there, it's just all apples. It's all apples. And if we have onions like that can fit in the box and it's extra, it's going to be just full of onions, and we're going to put that in the fridge a little bit later. And it turned out pretty well. This took forever today. I don't know if I was just being extra slow or if it normally takes this long. I don't think I've ever specifically done this, the sorting of food like in this manner with as much as we had to deal with today. But I felt extremely slow for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because we just started recording. Maybe I was focused on that a little bit. But I'm pretty sure I was focused on trying to get this done as soon as possible so I can get on to the next job. But I was just purely focused on this job today. But outside of it, what you didn't see recorded was we had 2 drop-offs from 2 organizations that donated a ton of food. One was Life Extension, and then another one was called Who is Hussein, which is a group in the Miami area that donated a ton of food as well. And so they needed help getting that from the cars and getting that sorted too. And I just didn't have time to record that, and I didn't want to make it like weird. I wanted to focus on getting that done as soon as possible. So yeah, that kind of distracted me from that. Also, we had a ton of boxes that needed to be moved, so I was moving those boxes as well. But my main goal for today was to sort through all this food right here. So basically, through sorting food, you have to figure out, you know, which ones are bad, and if they are bad, you throw them away. Like if they're moldy or mushy, the clients are usually obviously not going to pick them, and we don't want to put them up there for the clients to pick in the first place. So we save whatever is good and consider passable. So that can be a little tedious, and that's why probably it took so much time for me to actually go through all this, because I had to make sure that each one, even if they are in like little bags, like you see those onions there, I have to make sure that each of those onions are ending up good, right? They're actually good and passable. And once I was finished with it, I want to say like 4 hours later after everything, we finally have a clean floor. We put the forklift back in, we moved some of the pallets, and we finished sorting everything, which I am super happy about because that took a while. And everything that was like remaining, everything extra, we decided to put in the fridge. So it's all being stored in the fridge now. As you can see right there, it's probably all the way in the back. So it's all the way in the back that we put it. So we were closing up for the day at this point. So we're kind of just reorganizing everything and making sure everything's ready for the next day. And we're going to go say hi to Scott over here really quick. He's on the phone, so I might not be able to say hi to him at this point. But this is his section right here. Now, what you're specifically looking at is the donations that we got from, like I said, Life Extension. This was the Life Extension one. They donated a ton of food, ton of noodles, especially, and there was some good stuff in here. The other one that I'm going to show you right now is the donation we got from Who Is Hussein, and they donated a ton of food as well. That looks like a small amount of cans, but those boxes are really big, and I want to say that box weighed like 90 pounds, and the other box weighed like 80, 70 pounds. And there was a whole another cart that I wasn't able to get on video. What you're seeing now is Scott's doing. He is the GOAT of making boxes for the clients. They make over like 600 boxes a month, and right here today he made 48. So shout out to Scott. Once again, he is the GOAT of making boxes, and we're making sure people are getting their stuff.
All right, we've officially signed out. We are good for the day. That was a good session. I can't lie. It was pretty long today. I think we got here, what time did we get here around? We got here around 10:15, 10:30-ish. And one second, let me fix this. There we go. Let that ND filter go to work. I don't crash as I get out of the parking lot. But we went in at like 10:30-ish, and we got out at like 4:05. So what? That was like my math's gonna be off. 5.5 hours. 5.5 hours. I'm gonna keep it like that. But if I'm wrong, of course, put it in the comment section. Let me know I'm wrong. But yeah, so like a 5.5 hour session, I would say that is pretty solid. I'm in a dark spot right now. Let's see. I'm about to get out. So yeah. We had a 5.5 hour session today, as you guys can see. I was able to record for a little bit, so I was pretty happy about that. I was able to record a tad bit. I'm still a little bit nervous about recording, I can't lie to you. Even though I got permission, to record and everything like that. But of course, you never want to be, waving a phone or a camera in someone's face. Like, it's not very cool. But we were able to get some footage, which is pretty nice, and I'm pretty happy about that. So you guys got to see a little bit, around the pantry, who's operating there, how it operates, and hopefully I gave a pretty decent voiceover. I'm not too sure yet if I did, but we will find that out once I'm editing this in post. But yeah, I would say today's a pretty solid day, 5.5 hours. I usually volunteer right now on Monday and Wednesdays. I plan to obviously increase that as within the next couple of weeks. The reason why I'm only doing Monday and Wednesdays is because currently that's when I don't have to go to like in-person classes. I'm still in university, like I've told you all, and yeah, it takes a pretty large amount of time, on those couple of days that I do end up going to class in person. And I don't have the time, unfortunately, to be able to volunteer during those moments. So Monday and Wednesday it is for now, but the semester is almost over. I'm excited and happy about that. We are about to enter summer. I'm pumped. I know how all you feel. You 19, 20-year-olds. I know how you feel, and I'm 24. I shouldn't be feeling. No, I'm just kidding. But I know how you feel. I'm excited for summer. I'm excited to just take a few online classes and not have, the commitment to actually go in person to those classes. I'm really excited for that. And that'll free up a lot of time where I'm going to be able to use that time to volunteer more and focus on, content, and building out the nonprofit. So yeah, I'm excited for the summer to start. And what else did we do today? So we did all of the stuff that you saw previously on video. Outside of what I didn't get on camera, we had, some great interactions with some good people who had, donated a pretty good amount of stuff today, which we were really happy about. I was also able to get, kind of like I was saying earlier today, this morning, I was able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of showcase my intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just showcasing my intentions. Like, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to help. Making that clear. And you can't be indecisive about these things, or you can't be kind of like muddying the waters. You need to be clear about what you want, how you are going to do it, what's your plan, and, in this case, hopefully how it affects the pantry in a positive way. And I was able to make that, I was able to talk with the warehouse manager. I was able to talk with the director of operations, about the plans and how I can potentially prove myself. And we had a great conversation with the both of them. And I'm just really excited to, to get more involved. I got this book. It's kind of like history about the pantry. By the way, if you didn't know already, you'll definitely find this out. But it's the Pantry of Broward. It's currently the food pantry I am volunteering at. Great little place. It has a great operation, been operating for like 15 years. I think they opened up in 2008. And that right there is a book, basically like the history about the pantry. And it's going to be really useful. I specifically asked, once it was brought up and shown to me, I was like, can I take that home? Because I think that would be extremely useful when I'm calling different people, calling organizations, and calling clubs, just organizations of people when I'm trying to schedule like a food drive event, and kind of on behalf of the pantry explain to them what they do here. You know what I mean? Some of the history about the place, so they have more trusting of me and, the organization that they're partnering with, or the nonprofit that they're partnering with. So that's going to be incredibly important. So just like any sale, it's kind of like a sales pitch, right? It's kind of like a sales pitch. Just like any sales pitch, you want to make sure that you're on top of the ball on the information that that you're presenting to your potential buyers, and in this case, partners, I would say, something like that. So that's the plan, right? I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow, because tomorrow, like I said, I won't be volunteering. I have class tomorrow, and that's gonna take up a good time out of my day. So I think tomorrow is gonna be more like a research day, kind of focusing on, what's the plan for the cold calling, what's the plan for the the target groups, on what I'm going to choose, and then, reading that, trying to get involved more and learn more about the pantry and the place that I'm volunteering at. So that is the plan for the next day, for tomorrow. Today was a heavy labor day. I can't not lie to you. I definitely got a pump, and I'm going to the gym later today. So I think I'm going to go to the gym in probably 2 hours. 2 hours-ish. I might get another meal in before I go to the gym. I haven't had a meal since morning. And I don't know if I want to go that much on an empty stomach, but I am on a cut. So I might just push in, just be like, hey, let's just do this leg day. Or maybe I eat like a granola bar or something. Just to actually, get some carbs in the system. But yeah, so that's the plan. I got the pump right now. I'm going to go to the gym here very shortly. And after I go to the gym, I'm going to go home, edit, and make sure that this content is starting to roll. It's important that I stay consistent, and I stay on top of these, the editing days especially, because it's going to be important, especially when I'm not recording. And that didn't make any sense. That was a bunch of word jumble. I start thinking about that now. I feel like we're going to have a lot of these where I'm just talking and I don't even, a sentence comes out, and it's because I'm just thinking it right on the spot, and I didn't have a chance to completely formulate it. I don't know why, but it's so different than talking to a human being, because you don't have someone else interacting with you. It's just literally a camera or something looking at you, and you're just spitting out ideas. So sorry about that, but we'll probably have more of those in the future. So outside of that, that's basically it for the volunteering and pantry for today. Let's see if there's anything else I really want to talk about. I guess, in these videos, talk a little bit more about myself, just what I'm thinking in general. Kind of like a vlog style almost. And Obviously, the focus of the channel is going to be building out a nonprofit, but adding those things in between. So, for me personally, outside of volunteering and what I've been doing here, what I've started to do is let's see, my hobbies at the moment. I've been enjoying some old-fashioned movies. I've been some old-fashioned cinema. I recently just finished the movie The Godfather, which I finished the first one. It's a long movie, man. It's like a 3-hour long movie. It was a really good movie. But I don't know if it's like the best movie of all time. I might catch some flack with that. But I was watching it, I was like, I don't know. But maybe I'm judging it too harshly because it was made so long ago. And at the time, it was like an instant classic, like out of this world. I thought it was a good movie, but I didn't think it was like, oh my, I didn't think that. But I haven't watched the second one, and I think there's a third one as well. So maybe I'll change my perspective once I've watched it. Outside of that, another movie I watched recently was The Pursuit of Happiness. That movie was it was a really good movie. I enjoyed that one with Will Smith, and I think the son in that, the actor that plays the son in Pursuit of Happiness, I think that's Jaden Smith when he was really young. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. But that movie specifically, there was a specific scene that stuck with me deeply. There was a moment in this scene. It was between the father and the son, and I remember it specifically. The father tells his son that he doesn't have the ability to achieve a dream of his, right? He doesn't have an ability to achieve a dream of becoming a basketball player because he wasn't born with that innate ability. So he essentially tells his son to choose something else. And the son ends up being discouraged, right? He's upset, he's not happy, and he throws the basketball that he was, previously shooting with, like, on the floor. A few moments later, Will Smith, the father in this movie, ends up realizing that he made a mistake. He goes up to his son and says, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something, not even your own father. And I thought it was an extremely powerful scene, and it stuck with me because in life there's going to be strangers, family members, friends that will tell you sometimes that you can't do something, that the goal or dream that you've set for yourself is like out of the scope of your possibility. And in those cases, you have to, I feel like you have to ignore them and follow the path that you've chosen. It would be an incredible disservice to yourself and a tragedy to let someone to persuade you to think that you're not able to do something. Only you have the option and ability to can or cannot do something. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing that we all experience in life. I mean, I've experienced it. I'm sure so many others, probably the majority of people, if not everyone, has experienced it at some point in their life where someone tells them that they can't do something. And the truth is, only you have the option to make that decision. Only you can decide not to do something or can't do something. Don't let anyone, seriously, don't let anyone persuade you to think otherwise. Even if your goals or dreams may seem unrealistic. At one point, there were dreams, there were goals, that seemed unrealistic in, back in the day standards. But today are completely realistic, and they have achieved their dreams, like inventors, people who created successful businesses. So, like I said, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. I love that scene. I really did. I enjoyed that scene a lot, and it was probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite scene in the entire movie. What's it called? What was the ending? Oh yeah, the ending is that he eventually, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, but yeah, maybe you want to pause it if you haven't watched it, but he ends up achieving a goal of his. I won't say specifics. Achieving the goal of his that he has worked so incredibly hard for after eating so much shit in his life. And it was very inspiring. It was very inspiring. It's a great movie. You should check it out. Pursuit of Happiness, if you haven't watched it already. I assume a lot of people have watched it, but I remember I used to have this thing against like old movies because they didn't have like high quality, graphics or anything like that, or high quality images. Pursuit of Happiness, I don't think is that old, but even then, I was like, I like watching that modern stuff. But I was naive and I didn't realize that a lot of the best cinema was made back in the day. And that's one of those movies for sure. You know, a great, excellent movie. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. This is day one. Super happy with how day one went. I was able to get everything that I wanted to done, got my intentions set, was able to get some information, how I can move forward. I have a plan, I have an idea on what to do for the next couple of days and how I envision that to go out for the next couple of weeks and hopefully the next couple of months. And yeah, we had a great day. So day one is complete. I will catch you all for day two. Hopefully you all are all there. And I'll see you later. Have a great day.